MMA back with another video. Today I'm going to be building an International Fight Week card. Made it a little too stacked, but I just feel like the UFC this year is going to go crazy. I don't know why, I just have a really big feeling. The top 3 fights I built on this card are absurd. Please subscribe. Only 4% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed. Trying to hit 10K by the end of the year. It's going to happen. Just watch. Be part of my first 10K. You'll be happy you were. Like and comment also. Thank you guys for watching. So starting off, first, headlining the prelims, I'll say. I got Peyton Talbot versus Adrian Yanez. If they're stacking a card this hard, they're going to want to put guys that they can build up. I saw Bo Nickel just got booked versus RDR like last night. And that's a good fight. I would have put Bo Nickel on this card, but he's fighting May 3rd. If he does win in spectacular faction, insert Bo Nickel versus like Costa or some shit. But I got Adrian Yanez versus Peyton Talbot because I think this is a very winnable fight for Talbot. Yanez has kind of gotten chinned and he hasn't looked good in his last few fights, and he'll keep it standing. I think UFC wants to build back Peyton Talbot because I think they see him as like a very marketable star. I mean, he finishes most of his fights in the first round. Entertaining fight style. Just kind of got grappled to a decision in his last fight. Bad looking for him. But I think this is going to be like, I think they will book something like this with Peyton Talbot to headline the prelims. Next fight on the card, the return of one of the most overglazed fighters in history, Josh Emmett versus Arnold Allen. By the way, my prediction for the last fight would be Peyton Talbot by KO. I just think Yanez's chin is done. I'm going to give my predictions too. Josh Emmett versus Arnold Allen. Look, I think Josh Emmett is good and he is powerful, obviously. I mean, we saw the Bryce Mitchell KO, but I do think his power and like him as a fighter is very overrated, bro. Like that one KO just like made people think, bro, Josh Emmett's a marauder, bro. He's crazy. Like all my casual friends think Josh Emmett's like could beat Volk. Bro, there was genuinely a time people have kind of like figured out how good Volk is. There was a time people were picking Josh Emmett. They were like, bro, don't match Volk up with Josh Emmett. Don't match, like, bro. Shut up, mate. Shut the fuck up, respectfully. But I think this makes sense, this fight. Figure out where these guys are in the division. Josh Emmett's been pretty inactive since the Bryce Mitchell fight. That was December 2023, I think. I would go with Arnold Allen via decision because this would probably be a 3-round fight. I just don't think Josh Emmett would catch him. I think, like, if Max Holloway couldn't put Allen away, I think he's very hard to put away. And I think that Arnold Allen would be able to, like, volume strike a solidly entertaining decision. And, like, it would be one of those fights that's, like, a little bit better than mid, but the UFC would, like, post, what a fight on their Instagram. You know, when they, bro, sometimes there's, like, some mid-ass fight, and they'll just post, what a fight, like, in the caption with, like, all caps and fire emojis. Like, bro, respectfully, the fight wasn't that entertaining, little bro. But I would go with Arnold Allen by decision. My next fight on the card is no hate to women's MMA. I actually do like watching women's MMA. I just don't cover it on the channel because it doesn't get as many views as I would like it. It's only a views decision. I still watch women's MMA, but insert a random women's MMA number 3 versus number 7. They always, bro, I swear, they always on like these stack cards. Well, like on 313, it was it like Amanda Lemos or something? They always insert like a random number 3 versus like number 7 or number 2 versus like 4 women's MMA card as the second fight of the night on the main card. I swear, am I wrong about that, bro? Is that not? Comment down below if that's facts, bro. I swear they always be inserting those, just like, it's always Jessica Andrade versus whoever's coming up and she always wins. Like, that's what it'll definitely be Jessica Andrade versus some like number 8 ranked women's like featherweight. That's what it'll be, bro. No, but tell me I'm wrong. But moving on to next fight, here's where it gets a little crazy. I don't know if the UFC would do all of these on one night because there's like 3 main event caliber fights that I'm booking on this card. But I have a feeling, especially since the main event might be this guy's last fight, I think that Dana's going to want to like pay him out, make it stacked, like persuade him to take the fight because of how stacked this pay-per-view will be. I got Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway for the BMF belt as my featured fight. Here, like, I think the UFC will book this fight regardless. Charles Oliveira recently said, oh, I'm going to return International Fight Week. Who else would he return? I mean, I could see them rebooking the Sarukian fight, but I think Sarukian will be fed like Dan Hooker or someone like that. I can really see the UFC going with Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway too for the BMF belt. That's like such a marketable fight. You have two big stars fighting for the BMF belt, which really appeals to like casual fans. And I think it's really cool. I think it's a cool concept, very interesting. But keep it only at BMF. Don't start making like all these random belts and become like boxing. But I think it's a cool concept. I think for this fight, if I didn't watch Charles Chandler too, I'd be picking Holloway, even after the Topuria loss. But after watching Charles Oliveira's wrestling and how much his wrestling and defense improved, I think I'm going to go with Oliveira by decision. I think Max's chin will be fine. I'm not worried about that. I just think Oliveira is going to start taking more of a wrestling approach to his fights, which he should. It's much smarter than his like berserk, like rush forward strategy. I think he's going to be more of like a not boring fighter, but he's going to be more fight smarter with his wrestling, uses jiu-jitsu to his advantage. And I could see Max Holloway either getting subbed or more likely by decision. I think this will be a 5-rounder, and I do think they both survive all 5 rounds. Max Holloway is very powerful at 155, don't get me wrong, but I just think Charles doesn't get knocked out easily. He gets knocked down, and I feel like Max Holloway will make the mistake of like not going down to the ground like Justin Gaethje and Poirier did. If I was fighting Oliveira, I would follow him to the ground if I rocked him. Like, you rock the guy. Obviously, there's a huge risk. His jiu-jitsu's crazy, but I'm just imagining myself as that meme of like the fat guy on the couch. Why is Gaethje not following him to the ground? But yeah, but I would pick Charles Oliveira by decision or submission. Co-main event. Yes, this is the co-main event. Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis. Hear me out. I have Khamzat by first round sub. Do I think Dricus is good and beats almost every other middleweight on the planet? I do agree with that. I just think Khamzat's different. Like, we saw him against Usman, who's only been taken down once in his career before that fight by Leon Edwards, who got like a nifty trip in the clinch. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but he got like a nice trip in the clinch. Khamzat literally just shot in on like the worst shot ever and just took him down. I just think this dude is so strong, so like his grappling is so dominant that it's like Dricus has no chance. I think he's gonna take Dricus down and just submit him in one. I think he's gonna do what he did to Whitaker to Dricus, honestly. And I feel like it'll be like kind of an underwhelming fight because low-key this fight has the potential to just be like a war. Like, I could also see a world where this is just like a 5-round war that Khamzat wins like a split decision and everyone's saying robbery, fraud check. Like, I could just so see the like Instagram comments after that. But I think I'm gonna go with Khamzat by first round sub would be my decision. Main event, Jones Aspinall. Hear me. This is why I stacked this card so much. Hear me out. Dana White said Jones Aspinall is taking place in the summer. Dana White said he wants Khamzat to fight in America, and I don't think they're gonna book Khamzat Dricus at Prudential Center in Jersey. I think that'll be an Islam fight, which like they did that last year against Poirier. I feel like that'll be Islam Gaethje, just like kind of the same, the same fight, same place. I have a feeling about that. I think they're gonna book this card because I think they want to incentivize John Jones. Bro, this is gonna break 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. Like, fight, you're gonna make hella money. We're already gonna pay you like 15 mil base. They'll probably say like show and win doesn't matter. They'll probably say that to try and incentivize him to take the fight against Aspinall because like that's like a huge payout. Think about, let's say the fight sells like 1 million pay-per-views. He probably gets like $2 of every pay-per-view. That's like 2 million, or like probably more. He probably gets like $5 of every pay-per-view because he's John Jones. He probably make like 5 million off that, 15 million base. That's like a $20 million payout for an MMA fighter. I could really see that incentivizing Jones to take this fight. And in this fight, honestly, I flip-flopped a lot. I used to be more of like a, look, people are underestimating Jones, which I do think they are. John Jones is like a phenomenal fighter. Greatest fighter of, I'd say GSP, but arguably the greatest fighter of all time. I wouldn't get mad at anyone for saying that. But I just think Tom Aspinall is like his kryptonite. I think Aspinall is bigger, taller, stronger, good grappling, and also he has good striking too. Like, and submission. And yeah, we haven't seen Jones really fight someone at heavyweight who's bigger than him. Stipe weighed in the 240s, so did Gane. I want to see him fight Aspinall because Aspinall's like in his 260s. If Jones, I'm 260, bro. I'm John Jones. John Jones, you're cooked. I'm 260, mate. But I think Aspinall is gonna win just because he's bigger, similar height to Jones, and like he has really good kickboxing and he's just good all around. We've never seen a heavyweight. They thought Cyril Gane was Tom Aspinall before Tom Aspinall existed, bro. I swear. They were like, he has submission. Like, I remember the Ngannou promo versus Gane was like, he can wrestle. He has submissions. He's an insane striker. And it was like the clip of Derek Lewis just like crumbling and giving up. It wasn't even like a KO, but I think Aspinall would win. I would pick him by like third round stoppage. I'm not going to say submission or knockout. I'd say third round stoppage. I don't think Jones would get put out cold, but maybe like an early stoppage TKO. Jones is like against the fence, getting like kind of battered on. But yeah, that's my international fight week card. Maybe a little bit too stacked, but it's what my prediction is. Tried to make the first fight of the night like less star power, the opening up the main card. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe.